the brave little fish who saved the coral reef. In the crystal, clear waters of the ocean, where the sun's golden light danced on the surface, there lived a little fish named Finn. Finn was small, with shimmering scales that sparkled like the stars at night, and he loved to swim through the coral reefs, playing hide and seek among the colorful corals and exploring the seaweed forests. But despite all the beauty around him, Finn often felt like he was too tiny to make any difference in the vast bustling ocean. One day, while swimming near the coral reef, Finn overheard a group of fish talking in hushed tones. "Did you hear? The current is shifting," said a grouper fish with wide eyes. "The waters are getting warmer, and the coral reef is starting to die." Finn swam closer, his heart heavy with worry. "What can we do?" he asked. "I'm just a little fish. The ocean is so big and the reef is so important. It feels too big for me to help." The grouper fish looked at him with kind eyes. "Even the smallest fish can make a difference, Finn. If the reef dies, the entire qcean will suffer. We must find a way to help." Finn swam away, feeling uncertain. What could he, so small and gentle, possibly do to save something as vast and precious as the coral reef? He thought about the many fish, sea creatures, and corals that depended on the reef for survival, but he still didn't know how he could help. That evening, while swimming near the shallows, Finn noticed a cluster of young fish struggling to stay near the coral. The water had become warmer, and many of the smaller fish were confused, unable to find shelter in the now dying coral. Without the coral to protect them, they were at risk of being swept away by the strong currents. Suddenly, Finn had an idea. He darted to the surface of the water, where the sunlight was bright and warm, and began swimming in circles. He made ripples, sending little waves across the water. Then, he swam quickly toward the coral reef, urging the young fish to follow him. "Follow me," Finn called in his tiny voice. "I can help you find a safe place." At first, the little fish were hesitant, unsure if they could trust Finn. But seeing his bright, determined eyes, they followed him, one by one. Finn led them to a part of the reef that was more sheltered, where the coral was still strong and healthy, protected from the warming waters. He stayed close to the young fish, guiding them safely to the cool, shaded areas of the reef. Soon, other fish and creatures began to notice what Finn was doing. Inspired by his courage, more and more animals joined in, creating a chain of fish working together to guide the weaker, smaller creatures to safer parts of the reef. The fish swam together in harmony, each one helping to protect the others. The coral reef, though still under threat, began to heal. As the animals worked together to shield it from the hottest waters, by the time the sun began to set, the once quiet reef was buzzing with activity and hope. Finn, the small fish who had felt so insignificant, had led the way. His bravery, determination, and kindness had helped save the young fish and protect the coral reef. The elder sea turtle, who had watched from a distance, swam over to Finn and smiled. "You see, little one," the turtle said, "sometimes the smallest creatures can have the biggest impact. Your heart was bigger than the ocean, and that made all the difference. From that day on, Finn no longer saw himself as just a tiny fish. He knew that even though he was small, he had the power to make a difference, to be brave, and to help others. And with that belief, he swam proudly through the waters, always ready to help whenever the ocean needed him.